friends, hello, hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today we are going to be doing something I'm really excited about. One of my very good friends here on YouTube, Georgia Harris, created her own tag. I will link her down below along with her tag. I love Georgia. I think she's great. She's another one of the people on YouTube that I've met that has become like a real friend, and I love her. And I was really excited when she came up with a tag because honestly it's been a hot minute since I've done a tag. Like, tag videos kind of died down for a little while, and I feel like it's been probably 3 months. Pretty much 3 months since I've done a tag, and so I was really excited to do this for Georgia and to do her tag. I thought it was a really fun and fresh, fun and cool. I thought it was a fun idea, so I wanted to do it. Before we jump into this video, I do want to talk about this. My nails are painted and it's so weird. Hold on. I'm trying to stop biting my nails. I've been biting my nails since I was born, since I had nails to bite. I've always been a nail biter. It's like the worst habit. It's so gross. It's really bad for you. And my nails started cracking a few weeks ago, which was, this has never happened before. They've never gotten so bad that then like inside of the nail started cracking. So I was like, enough is enough. I'm gonna stop biting my nails. So I bought this nail oil, and that's like supposed to help strengthen your nails, and that's been helping. But I also was like, maybe if I paint them, I won't even be, because I've been doing really good. I haven't bit my nails in like 5 days, and they look really good already. Like, they look so much better. But I was like, maybe if I paint them, it'll make them, first of all, I did a horrible job painting them. They look terrible. I never paint my nails. I have like 1 bottle of nail polish. I never paint my nails. And I think they look really dumb. So I'm really sorry if this looks stupid. I'm really trying to just like not bite my nails anymore. Like, not do that. So anyway, this is the, how do you pronounce this word? Oh my God. It's from Claudia. I already got that wrong as well, so.
Glycolic.
Okay, so let's look up how to pronounce Claudale as well.
Godali. Godali.
Wait.
Godali.
Godali! From Godali. This is a cream. This is their brightening glycolic night cream. I've been using this for the past 20 days, I think it is. I've been using it since they sent it to me, and this has been replacing my Saturday Skin water cream. I feel like my skin was like drying out really bad, and the water cream just wasn't really cutting it. Normally when my skin is pretty normal, that works really well, but I needed something that was a little bit more deeply hydrating. So I requested this on Octoly because I saw it. I have the little Claudeli. I'm trying so hard to like pronounce things right. I have one of their little sprays, and I really enjoyed it. And I also have one of their little, it's like a moisturizer. I got like a little mini thing from them through Octoly. So I was like, oh, I'd be interested to try this little cream. So I got this. This is so hydrating. I'm borderline oily now after using this. Like, if you have oily skin, you don't need something this hydrating. This is incredibly hydrating, but I really like it. I don't know what's in it because I do feel like my skin has been more clear lately, and I haven't changed anything else besides this. I also love the way it smells. I haven't changed anything else besides this, my skincare routine, but I wanted to mention it because I feel like my foundation has been looking so much better in videos. I did get this through Octoly, if I didn't already mention that. I think I did, but I forgot. I think my skin has been looking so much better with foundation on top of it, and I attribute it to this. I know this is a little bit more pricey than normal skincare. I feel silly because when I first started my channel, I would make skincare videos, and I would be like, absolutely not. I would never spend $65 on like a cream. And now that I'm getting slightly older, I'm like, maybe I would spend, I'm not Sunday Riley level, but like, I'll spend like $65 on a good night cream. And this is fantastic. So I would highly recommend. I'll have this link down below. But now that we're done with that, and that's out of the way, welcome to my channel, and we're gonna be doing the makeup collection tag. Now, I did just really recently post an entire makeup collection video. It is a feature-length film, and I went really in depth into the drawers behind me and what makeup I have in there, and just I went super in depth. The one thing I forgot to do completely was talk about everything that's on this table, like my filming table, because I do store all of my mascaras, all of my setting sprays, and like I have this little cuppy that has like Holy Grail stuff in it. So that's all over here too. I forgot to show you guys that, but we're gonna talk about all of that in today's video, and you guys should definitely go check out Georgia's video after you watch mine and all the other people that have done this, because I know a ton of people have done this tag, and I think it's really cool. I think it's a fun idea. So thank you, Georgia, for creating it. The first question, I'm sorry, this is gonna be such a long video. My tag videos are always so long. I just love talking. The first one is, how long have you been collecting makeup? This is tough. So officially, I've been a makeup wearer my whole life because I did theater. So I owned a lot of like theater makeup. But if we're talking how long have I been collecting makeup like I do now, I started when I was 21 and I'm just turned 20. It was like right after I turned 21 and I just turned 24. So probably like 3 years. Pretty decent amount of time I've been collecting makeup and really getting into it. My first palette was obviously the Naked palette, and then I shortly after bought the chocolate bar palette, and I bought that, it's weird because I remember it, because Charles always likes to joke that when he met me I had one eyeshadow palette, which is true. I had the Naked palette, and then right after I met him I bought the chocolate bar palette, and then from there it just was like an avalanche of makeup. So I've been collecting for 3 years, but I've been like seriously getting into makeup for like 2.5 years probably. That's how long I've been making this collection grow. What kind of collection do you have? Minimal, utilitarian, aesthetic, historical, etc. This is a fun question. What would I describe it as? Aesthetic is a really good way to put it. I love pretty things. I'm a sucker for like pretty packaging and like pretty aesthetically pleasing colors and like beautiful vibes. Like I don't own any Tom Ford, but I love their makeup packaging because it's so aesthetically pleasing to me. And I think I'm very drawn towards makeup that's aesthetically pleasing. I think I like makeup that is a little bit more pretty to look at. I especially love opening my highlighter drawer because everything in there I think is so beautiful, from packaging to what's inside the packaging. Aesthetic would be a good way to put it. Not minimalistic at all. It's a lot. I have a lot of makeup, so no, it's definitely not minimalist. I wouldn't say it's like that. I'm sure to some people it's insane, but I've seen makeup collections here on YouTube that are like, I'm like, oh my god, like I think I'm bad, and it's like they're like wall to wall is just makeup. So I think I do have, while I have a large collection, I do still think it's a manageable collection. It's not like overwhelmingly insane. I mean, for some people it probably is, but for me, it doesn't feel very overwhelming. It's just kind of like what it is, you know? But I think aesthetic is a great word to describe it. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Are you a completionist? No, not at all actually. The only thing I have come close to completing, but if you don't know what a completionist means, it basically means like, do you collect everything from a collection? And the answer is like, honestly, no. I don't even know if I have, my favorite brand would have to be Anastasia, but I don't even know if I have like a favorite brand, like a die-hard brand, because I just don't do that. Like collections come out and I usually like maybe one thing and I'll pick that up, but I never feel like I have to pick up like 2 of the palettes because it came out with 2 palettes. I only pick out what I like, and I'm very good about that because I have, sometimes it does bother me a little bit with the ABH palettes because I have all of the ABH palettes except for Subculture. I did have it and then I gave it away, and there was a time I was at Marshall's and it was on sale for like $20 and I was like, I should just buy this. So I have all the recent ABH palettes in my drawer, and then I was like, no, you hated that palette, so glad you got rid of it. So no, I'm definitely not. And I don't really collect like the Too Faced palettes. I didn't collect the Naked palettes. I got rid of most of those. I'm not really a completionist. I don't feel that need to like have a whole collection of something. I really just like to pick what I'm gonna use, especially in like in the past year, this has really changed. I really only pick up what I know that I'm gonna use, because I can look at stuff now and be like, I'll never use that. And then I don't get it, you know? So no, absolutely not. I'm not a completionist. How do you store/organize your collection? So I do have that whole video out. You guys can go check out if you want to see how I store my collection and stuff. But basically I use the IKEA 5 drawers. Not my favorite way to store my makeup, but I definitely like it enough to like keep it. The only thing I don't like about the IKEA 5 drawers is that you can't pull them out all the way. So stuff inevitably gets kind of shoved into the back, which I try to avoid, but it's very difficult to avoid with the way the drawers are set up. I don't like that everything can get kind of shoved to the back, because I feel like I like to see everything in my collection. That's a big thing about my storage, is I want everything to be laid out and visible. So if you look in like my lipstick drawers, there's no sort of organization in there. It's all just laid out in a way where I can see all the different colors. And the same thing with my foundations and concealers and primers and powders. It's just important for me to be able to see everything. I think it makes me use things more because I see them, whereas when things are stacked on top of each other, it makes it so I can't see it, which stresses me out. That's how my palette drawer is right now, and it kind of stresses me out, but I'm trying to like be understanding that I have like a million palettes and they have to be stored somewhere. You guys are gonna cringe at this, but this is all my mascaras. I know I have way too many. I have to declutter these soon because there's some in here that are for sure expired, but these are all the mascaras that I've collected, and they're in this old little candle, and I like just having them out so I can can like see, you know what I mean? Like I enjoy that. It's the same thing with this little cup that has all my like currently favorite used stuff. I just like things to be out and able to see. That's like the biggest way I like to store my makeup, is everything kind of like KonMari, kind of like the KonMari method where everything is like available. That's what I like. What is your favorite thing about your collection? I think I love, this is gonna sound really fake. I know how fake this sentence is about to sound. I think I love the ability to share my collection with other people. I love when my friends come over and I can either give them makeup or do their makeup or show them the makeup, and they can be like freak out and put like glitter. My friend Amber comes over and I always show her this newest like sparkliest thing that I've bought, and she freaks out and immediately wants it on her face, and it's like the best feeling, like having your friends come over. And when other people come over and I'll show them the room, I have a little thing, like a bag under my desk with makeup I'm decluttering. I'll occasionally just throw stuff in there. Either it's like PR I didn't want, or it's just makeup that's I'm like kind of over and I'm not going to use, and I notice I'm not using, so I put it in there. And then when people come over, I'm like, do you want anything out of this bag? And then I just like send them home with makeup. So it's this, I know how fake that sounds to be like, oh, I love giving it away. But like I truly love that my collection, it feels big enough and I'm comfortable enough with it that I can, stuff I don't use, I can be like, hey, you should use this, and like repurpose it to people who would actually use it. Does that make sense? I love that about my collection. I love that because I used to hoard makeup so badly, and I love that I see the value in repurposing it now, if that makes sense. What is your least favorite thing about your collection, or something you want to improve about your collection? I don't love the way, I don't even know. Oh, you know what it is? My lipsticks. I am just not, this is a problem because I am not adventurous with lipsticks at all. If you look at my liquid lipstick store, it's just like 50 shades of beige. Like I love a red lip, I love kind of a plum lip, I love a nude lip, but I don't go out of my comfort zone with lipstick. Craziest color lipstick I own is like black. I don't really own any crazy lipsticks, and I think that's something I would like to change, is to be willing to be more like out there and creative with the stuff that I own as far as lipstick goes. Even if it's just like, and same thing with eyeliners. I'm so safe with eyeliners. I use like a black gel liner every single day, which don't get me wrong, I live for that black gel liner, the Marc Jacobs gel liner, but like I don't really get creative with, it used to be glitters. I used to feel like I had no glitters, and I would see people do these beautiful glitter looks and I couldn't do them because I didn't have them. Now I feel like I have enough glitters. I want to get more stuff where I could do crazy things with my lips and crazy things with like my eyeliner. Does that make sense? Those are probably the things that are like missing for me. And also maybe just like the option to use, maybe like, I know there are palettes you can get that are not that expensive that are like for face paint, for like more crazy, really insane looks, and I just feel like I would want one of those, because sometimes when I do the trying to look like an Instagram model videos, I look through my collection and I just can't create the look because I don't have the tools. So I feel like even if it's just for like a gag for the trying to look like an Instagram model videos, it'd be cool to have some sort of like face paint palette. Use that to create some sort of crazy look and like try to recreate it, because I think that would be really fun. I'm like kind of looking into those. They're kind of expensive, but I found some that are kind of cheap, but then I'm like, well, how good are they? I don't want to put a lot into it because it's not something I'm doing for like actual purposes. It's just so I can be stupid. But those are things that are missing. Just stuff that I could do more creative stuff with, because my collection is a little bit more basic, if you know what I mean. Like there's not too much crazy insane stuff going on in there. Really, it's a very basic collection. I think that's the only thing I would change. I'd like to sprinkle in some like fun stuff. What is the biggest category of your collection? So it's actually eyeshadow palettes, followed up by highlighters. That's like what I learned. I did a video a few months ago where I completely totaled up and tallied up the entire retail value price of my makeup collection, which if you ever want to go on a no-buy is a great way to do that. It's an eye-opening experience, but I did that, and I kind of like, I had to like count how many of each thing I had, and I think I had somewhere between like 70 eyeshadow palettes and like 30 something highlighters. So those are the two biggest and definitely the two most like monetary drawers in my collection. My eyeshadow palettes take up like 3 different spaces on the desk, so it's like this whole thing. But I feel like that's pretty on par, because I feel like if I think about the things I love most with makeup, it's eyeshadow palettes and highlighters. Those are like my 3 favorite things. I don't really have a love. Blush is like kind of getting up there now. I'm starting to really love and appreciate blush, but I just don't really, I think it's more that I love powders, because I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but I think it's more that I love powders because I feel like all of the things in my collection that have like the most are powders. Like I have the bronzers. I love getting new bronzers, even though they're all realistically just the same thing. I love getting new ones. I love getting new blush palettes, even though again, they're all very similar. Like I just love powder products with makeup. I think they're so fun. But my biggest collections are definitely my eyeshadow palettes and my highlighters. What is the smallest category of your collection? Technically it's color correctors, because I have one little color correcting palette. But if I'm being like what I use a lot, eyeliners. I severely decluttered my pencil, not liquid, but my pencil eyeliners. I severely decluttered. I have 4 at the moment, and one is the Marc Jacobs gel liner, which I use every single day, and then the other 3 are just kind of around for the occasional day. I have 2 from ColourPop. I have them right here. I have 2 from ColourPop that are a white and a cream. I think these suck, but I keep them around for the days I want to do like a white or a cream on my lower lash line. And I have a purple gel one from Caitlin, and that's it. I only have 4 of them. But I use the Marc Jacobs gel liner. I'm down to the mini right now because my big one dried out. I'm gonna rebuy it when the mini's done, but I use that every single day. Best thing ever. Oh, this is a great question. Do you have a holy grail in your collection? The Marc Jacobs gel liner is definitely a holy grail. If I had to pick one thing from my collection that I'm like is the best thing I own, it's the Marc Jacobs gel liner. I've never had an eyeliner be so incredibly perfect for me. I love this, and that's my like holy grail. But if I had to think, I probably have some holy grails and like other things too. Highlighters and eyeshadow palettes, I have my like favorites, but it's so hard to pick, and sometimes it flip-flops. But I would say in like powders, the Too Faced peach powder is probably my holy grail loose setting powder because it literally always makes me look perfect. I don't know how else to describe it. And then as far as everything else, I mean, I like the products I have right now are pretty well curated. I try to declutter pretty frequently, so I feel as though most of the things work for me very well. Most of the things, like today I'm wearing the ColourPop, they're like normal foundation, which I haven't worn in a while. And I'm like, oh yeah, I kept this because it looks really good on me, but it's not like a holy grail status, if that makes sense. Like I have stuff that I really like and I use a lot, but it wouldn't be considered holy grail. But right off the top of my head, the 2 things I would think of would be gel liner and then the peach setting powder, which is weirdly enough for my under eyes, which is my most problematic area of my face. Like I feel like my under eyes are the most problematic, so it was really important for me to find those holy grails so I could be able to like do things with those because the under eye is pretty important. Do you ever wish your collection was bigger, smaller, or is it complete? I'm kind of torn on that one. I loved my small collection when I had it. Maybe I'll insert pictures if I can find them. I used to have, the way my like collection was set up before I moved into this apartment was it was in my bedroom, and I had this standing mirror that had storage in it for jewelry, and I stored all of my like makeup in it, and then it got too big, like the collection got a little too big for inside the thing. And then I got like a dishwashing rack, like a drying rack for dishes, and I put all of my palettes, and that's where I stored my palettes. And I had little cups that I would store like lipstick in because I only had like 5 lipsticks. And I also remember a time when, oh my god, it was before I was dating Charles, because I remember fixing the drawer before he came over one time for a date, and I could keep it in my bathroom drawer. That was like a drawer that was like this big, and that was like 3 years ago. Sometimes I do kind of miss the simplicity of a small, cute little makeup collection. It's not a lot though. Frankly, I like my collection. It's definitely going to get bigger from here, but I like to think of it as kind of like, you know, one of those like stress balls. It's kind of going to get smaller and then expand and get bigger. And then I'll squeeze it back down and then it'll get bigger. Like that's kind of just how I see it going. I don't ever feel like someone's collection is complete just because of the way consumerism works. I don't think I'll ever, and I'm a consumer. I try to be a smart consumer, but I'm still a consumer. So I feel like I'm always going to want something new and crazy. But I do try to limit it, and I'm very happy with what I have right now. I genuinely like this collection at where it's at, but I also like the ever evolving idea of a makeup collection. Like I like things that are kind of constantly going in different places. I'm definitely happy with it though. If I never got any new makeup again, like I think I would be fine with all the makeup I have now. And I do kind of miss the like quaintness of a small collection, but at the end of the day, this is all good with me. How often do you declutter makeup in your collection? So I did the big declutter last year during the summer where I decluttered so much, and I broke it up into sections, and I went through every single section of my makeup and I broke it up with you guys, and that was really great. And I kind of did a small declutter right before Christmas because I had so much and I knew I had so much coming in that I wanted to downsize. And now it's kind of at a point where I'm waiting kind of to do a big declutter again when it gets to be more summertime, because I think that's a good time to just start anew new, declutter some stuff, and I'll probably do major ones like a series like I did last summer. But for the most part, if something like is gone, I run out of a concealer or it's old, I'll just throw that away. Like I don't need to save that for a declutter. But for the most part, I don't declutter things I don't like until the big declutters, because then it's more fun for you guys to get to watch it with me. But like if I get stuff in PR that I don't like, or I'm not crazy about, I get rid of that like right away. Because there's no sense in keeping stuff that I didn't even buy myself. Like that seems silly. So I usually get rid of that right away. But stuff that I bought, I try to give it my best chance before I like give it away or do whatever I do with it. Do you ever get envious seeing other people's makeup collections? The way that Shan XO stores her makeup, she got custom drawers made. It's not even her collection, just the way that she stores her makeup, I'm so envious of. I think that's one thing. If I ever became like a YouTuber with like 1 billion subscribers, I would have someone custom build drawers for my makeup, because I think I treat my makeup like my children basically. So like I take really good care of them, and I think it would be awesome to have like custom built-in stuff that you could store everything in, that you could see it all really clearly. I love the way that she has her makeup stored, and I'm so jealous of it. Anybody who has like custom makeup storage like that, or like even the little like Sunny Cosmetic like compact organizers where there's like a slot for each compact. I want one of those so bad, but they're like $65, and I just like can't spend $65 on plastic. Like I can't do it. So I really would love anybody who has those. I'm jealous of them because I think that's so cool. But it's more just like the way people store makeup. It's less of like, oh, I'm jealous you have so much makeup. You know what I mean? Because like I have a really good size collection, and I don't think anybody should be jealous of anyone else's collection. It's kind of just like where you're at in life and what you can do, you know what I mean? Who on YouTube has the best makeup collection video? This may be unpopular, but Jaclyn Hill has the best makeup collection video ever. I rewatch that all the time. I think that makeup collection video was like one of the first big ones that was ever done, and it's just I know it's old now, it's like a few years old. Her makeup collection is probably quadrupled in size and is probably so different now because she like moved. But that makeup collection at her old house is first of all what made me want the IKEA Alex drawers, because I thought they looked so good. I didn't realize every YouTuber ever was gonna get them, but like that's what made me want this like dream. IKEA Alex drawers was Jaclyn Hill, and I just felt like everything was stored so nice. She had so much. It was at a time when I didn't have any makeup, so it was just she had so much, and the way she talked about everything so in depth was so cool. It made me fall in love with makeup collection videos. Actually, that video, I think she has the best makeup collection video on YouTube. I loved that video. Her whole room, everything she had set up, it was just amazing. What's some advice you'd give to a future makeup collector? Absolutely don't spend the money if you don't have the money. I'm trying really hard this year to kind of get this together, but in my early 20s, and I'm still in my early 20s, but in my early 20s, like 20 to like 22, it's been better the past few years, but I was so bad with money, and I would see $50 in my bank account that had to last for a week, and I would think, okay, I can buy this $42 palette, and then I'll just live off of the $8 for the rest of the week. And that's dumb. Don't do that. Don't sacrifice food for a palette. It's not worth it. I promise nothing is that good that you have to sacrifice eating for a palette. I make money doing YouTube now where that money gets put back into the channel, and I put it back into the makeup I buy for this channel. But before that, I was buying things that I had no business buying that were very expensive, and I didn't need to do that, especially if you're a YouTuber. Do not feel like you have to buy I felt so much pressure when I was first starting YouTube to buy all these new, I still feel it a little bit, but way less than I used to, but I used to feel so much pressure buying every single new release. And I realized one day, like, this is ludicrous. Like, the only reason that YouTubers can do that is because they get sent that stuff for free. There's not a lot of YouTubers that are out buying every single launch and reviewing it without getting it sent to them for free. So don't feel like you have to keep up with the people that are on PR lists, because you absolutely do not. Sorry, that's like a rant and a half, but I feel so bad for people that feel like they have to buy all these things, because they don't. Save your money, like, spend your money on food, like, pay your bills. Don't ever like default on any payment because you're buying makeup and being dumb. Like, don't do that. Makeup is not worth it. Like, you can get stuff from Wet n Wild that's so good and you're gonna look amazing. Like, don't stress, okay? All right, friends, I feel like that's everything for me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. My merch, my social media, and everything I'm wearing on my face will be linked down below. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!